Hello everyone, good morning. This is Kisha Guzman. We will be talking about structuring financial instrument which will be reported by Anthony Di Tuya and of course me, Kisha Di Guzman. So we have here the content of the topic. We have the six. So first is the leverage, second is debt, three is equity, four is partnerships, fifth is blended financing and WACC, and the last one is the options. So Anthony Vituya already tackled the five first topics. So now I'll be discussing about the option. So what is option? Let's see it here. So what is option? So option is the right but not the obligation to buy or control a property at an agreed price in the future. So this means the investor is not forced to buy, but they have secured the possibility to do so. So in real estate, an investor pays a small option fee, usually between 1% to 5% of the property's value. So this gives them control over the property without paying the full purchase price. So if the investors later decides the deal is profitable, they can exercise the option and purchase the property. But if not, they can simply walk away, losing only the small option fee. So another key point is the option itself can be sold or transferred to another investor. This means an investor can make profit without even owning the property. So options are a creative financing tool that provides leverage and flexibility. So next is we have here an example. So as you can see, symphony homes. So to make this more concrete or explain this more, um, we have here the symphony homes, which property value is 3 million point 3 dollars. So they wanted to control land worth $3.3 million. So if they use traditional bank financing, you'll have to pay a 20% down payment, which is 660,000. So unlike the traditional financing option is a lesser option, or we have here, since it is lesser because we will only be paying 1% to 5%. So as you can see in the example, the option fee is 1%, so you will only pay $33,000. So this saved them $627 in upfront cost, while still giving them full control over the land. So this is the leverage advantage. So this example shows the power of options. So you can control multi-million dollar property with just a fraction of the cost. So next is we have the advantages of options. So what are the advantages of options? So first is the low upfront cash required or low capital requirement. So of course, unlike traditional financing which needs a big down payment, so option requires only 1% to 5% of the property values, as seen on the example from the previous slide. So this makes it possible for investors with limited cash to control valuable assets. So next we have here the flexibility or no obligation to buy. So options give the investors a choice. So if the market improves, they can buy and earn the profit. So if the market does not approve, they can simply let the option expire. So this flexibility reduces financial pressure compared to owning the property immediately. So next is we have here the tax savings until purchase or tax and carrying cost benefit. So when you buy a property directly, you must pay property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. With an option, you don't own the property yet, so you avoid this cost until you actually decide to buy. So I think that's tali siya masabtan, guys. So we have next, we have here the resell and negotiation power, or the can resell property rights. So options themselves can be resold. For example, if the property value increases, another investor may pay you to take over your option rights. This means you can earn profit without even purchasing the property. Alright, so leverage. So leverage, by paying a small fee, you control a large and valuable asset. So this leverage allows you to maximize your return on investment with very little cash at risk. So of course, options are not risk free. Of course, if we have advantages, we also have the risk. So the first one is option has a time limit, or option may expire if not used in time. So if the investor doesn't exercise it before the deadline, the option become worthless. So in this case, the option fee paid is lost. So next, as we have here, the market risk, or wherein you must study the market before committing. So if property values go down, exercising the option might not make sense. For example, if you secured an option to buy at $500,000, but the market value drops to $400,000, you would not want to pay more than it's worth. So, worth siya, guys. So third one is use prudently to avoid losing option money. So although 1 to 5% seems small, for large properties it can still be a significant amount of money. So if the deal doesn't work out, losing that money can still hurt. So, mao na siya. So of course you have to take notes of the risk and cautions, because overconfidence is a risk also itself. So because options allow investors to control large properties with small money, it can encourage overconfidence. Some investors might take too many options without proper research, leading to losses. So So of course you need careful analysis. So success with options depends on the timing and market knowledge. So if investors don't study the market carefully, they may waste money on options that never become profitable. So to conclude, in conclusion, options are a powerful tool in real estate finance. So of course, as I've said, the option allow investors to control properties with minimal investment or the upfront capital, and avoid necessary costs, and profit from flexibility and resale opportunities. However, if investors must also be cautious, options carry risk expiration, market downturns, and lose of the option fee. So the key is to use options wisely, only after a careful analysis and planning. So that would be all for this discussion, guys. So thank you, and have a great day ahead.